Okay, so it says write down the first 5 terms of the following recursively defined sequence. There's that word again. So, okay. So they're telling us A1 is 1. I just grabbed that right here. And then they're giving me this formula right here. Now, let me write that down here and explain what that means. A sub n plus 1 equals minus 2a sub n plus 7. Okay, so what that means, a sub n plus 1 means the next term equals minus 2 times the previous term. That's what a sub n is, plus 7. Now let me explain why. Why in the world? What's going on here? Well, it's because n plus 1 is 1 higher than n, isn't it? N plus 1 is 1 higher than n, so it's the next term. So what they're really saying is the next term, n plus 1, 1 higher, is minus 2 times a sub n, which is the previous term, because n is 1 lower than n plus 1, add 7. So they're giving us a definition. They're saying to take the next step, you just take minus 2 times the previous term and you add 7. That's a recursive formula, like a recurring dream, right? If you have a recurring dream, that means you keep going back to the same dream. This is a recursive formula. Whenever a next term refers to a previous term, it goes back, it recurs. So it's a recursive formula. So let's use it. So, so they want us to write down the first 5 terms. Okay, what's the first term? Well, right here they're telling us this is the first term, right? A sub 1, that means first term. It's just 1. Okay, so how do we find the second term? The second term is going to be what? Well, it says right here, any next term is minus 2 times the previous term plus 7. So it's going to be minus 2 times the previous term plus 7. So it's going to be minus 2 to, what's the previous term? Well, it's the 1. Let me just grab it. It's the 1 right there. Right? This is the previous term. 1. Add 7. And so the second term, work that out, I think it comes out 5. Yeah, 5. So the second term is a 5. Tracking with me? Now let's go to the third term. So maybe I'll come over here. The third term equals, you just keep doing the same formula. It's going to be minus 2 times the previous term, add 7. So it's going to be minus, now what's the previous term? 5, right? That's the previous term. Add 7. It's minus 10 plus 7, minus 3. So minus 3 is the third term. And now for the fourth term. What is it? Same thing. Minus 2 times the previous term, add 7. So it's minus 2. What's the previous term? Well, it was the minus 3 right here. That's the, so you always go back to the previous term. And so what do you get? What's that going to be? Positive 6 plus 7. Oops, kind of scribbly there. Oops, it's moving all over the place. 13. 13, that's the fourth term. And one more. One more, we've got it. So the fifth term is same formula, minus 2 times the previous plus 7. So that's going to be minus 2. What's the previous? Well, 13. Add 7. So that's what, minus 26 plus 7. I think it's minus 19, isn't it? Yeah, minus 19. Minus 19. Right? Yeah, minus 19. So there it is. So we found the first 5 terms of a recursively defined sequence. So again, how are we doing that? It's all about reading this statement right here and understanding that this says the next term, a n plus 1, that's next, that's 1 higher than n, is minus 2 times the previous term, a sub n, that's 1 lower than a sub n plus 1, add 7. So it's minus 2 times the previous term, add 7. So therefore, if you start with 1, the next term, the second term, is minus 2 times that previous term, add 7, you get 5. And then you do it again, minus 2 times the previous term, add 7. And just keep going, that minus 2 times the previous term, add 7, minus 2 times the previous term, add 7. And there we go.